What's up, everybody? Welcome to Heresy Financial. My name is Joe Brown. It's been about 50 years since the world left the gold exchange standard, but even that's not a real gold standard. It was about 30 years prior to that we left an actual gold standard. But it's important to keep in mind that not even a gold standard is the same thing as using gold as money. Because the gold standard simply means that the population has grown used to using a currency, a piece of paper, a certificate that is redeemable for gold. And so the money that is actually in circulation is not the gold itself, it's the paper. So it's been a long time since gold has been used in circulation as money. Even though when you look at the course of the last couple of thousand years, that's the norm, not the exception, it still has been a while. Now, due to a lot of factors like technology, the power of central banks and central governments, and common desires for convenience, even many people who think that gold is a good investment don't think it will ever be used as currency or used as money in circulation ever again. And so today we are going to be looking at a product called a Goldback, and this is an attempt to have gold be used in circulation as money. This is not a certificate redeemable for gold. This is actual gold. I think it's a really cool idea. I think it's a really cool product. So today we're going to look at it. We're going to look at some of the pros, some of the cons, and we'll talk about what the likelihood is of something like this actually becoming used as money, widespread, in circulation, especially in light of some of the other alternatives being proposed out there today. Ready? Let's dive in. All right, so let's go over a brief description of this product. Number one, like I said, this is actual gold. This is not a certificate that is redeemable for gold. This is actual gold here. And here's how they design their product. You basically have two sheets of high-strength polymer with a thin layer of gold printed in between. And so when you're touching it, when you're manipulating it, when you're trying to tear it, when you're crushing it, when you're folding it, which I'm not going to do any of that, you're not actually coming into contact with the gold itself, potentially rubbing it off, scratching it off, anything like that. It's basically gold that is laminated between two sheets of high-strength polymer. Now, the process that they use to do this is patented. It took them 20 years to develop this, and apparently it's pretty difficult to do because they're the only ones who are doing this. Now, it comes in all sorts of denominations, the lowest one being one Goldback. And the way the word Goldback is used, if you look over their website, is Goldback, you can think of it like dollars. So this is one Goldback, this is 50 Goldbacks. So how much gold is actually in these things? Well, this is the smallest denomination. This is one Goldback, and it contains 1/1000th of an ounce of gold. This means with the cost of manufacturing these and then the markup for any of the dealers that are selling them, you can find these in between $4 and $6 usually, again, depending on the price of gold at the time. But right now you can find these in between $4 and $6. And this one here is the 50. This one is equal to 50 of these. The exact same amount of gold is 50 of these is in one of these. And it is thicker and sturdier. This one versus this one, you can see that it's got a little bit more heft to it. And so this one contains 1/20th of an ounce of gold. Now, this is a very unique solution that's being proposed to the problem of gold being used as money. And it really solves one of the big problems that silver has historically solved. And this is one of the reasons why I've said over and over for a long time on this channel that the monetary usefulness of silver has been on the decline for a long time due to technology. Because historically, the reason you carried around silver was as change for gold. You're not going to plop down a 1-ounce gold coin on the counter to pay for your lunch. Gold is just too valuable for its size in order to use for small transactions. And that has historically been the role that silver has played, just change for gold. Another solution that is being proposed today for this problem is allocated storage with a debit card attached. And every time you swipe your debit card, it just in the computer, it sells the proper amount of the gold that's actually in storage under your name, converts it into dollars, and uses that to pay for your transaction. But Goldbacks are a really unique solution to this. Number one, because it doesn't require the grid, it doesn't require any amount of electricity, it doesn't require storage, and there's no faith or trust required with this. There's no counterparty risk with using a Goldback. It's literally the same thing as having a gold coin or a gold bar and using that as payment in a transaction. The only difference is this is a much smaller denomination. 50 Goldbacks is going to be, $180 or so, again, depending on the price of gold at the time. And one Goldback, again, is going to be around $5, depending on the price of gold at the time. And so many people buy small denominations of gold and silver, small coins, small bars, or even alloys that have a small amount of gold in them so that they can be used in a barter situation if it ever came to that. In my opinion, that's a fantastic reason to have some of these on hand, simply because it's the same thing, but it's a lot smaller of a denomination. This, again, $5. Now, as with any form of gold that you actually get your hands on, you're going to pay more than the spot price in order to get your hands on it, because in order to get your hands on gold, it has to be processed in some manner. It has to be minted, it has to be refined, and so you are paying a hefty premium to get your hands on gold that is produced in this form because it's very labor intensive. They have to do a lot of stuff in order to get it into this form. Right now, at the current price of gold, this Goldback contains about $90 to $100 worth of gold. Again, just considering the spot price. But when you buy something like this, you're not really buying this for long-term wealth storage. What you're really doing is buying something that could potentially become a collector's item someday, just because it's cool. You're buying it in a grid down situation where you might need something to access for barter situations that you could use small denominations for. And you might also be buying this to kind of help the cause and try and actually put these into circulation, which personally I wouldn't do because of, Gresham's law. If I can buy something for $10, I'm not going to give away 2 of these. I'm going to keep these in my safe and I'm going to give them paper that's intrinsically worthless. And another cool thing that this company has done is they've offered a guarantee that they are always exchangeable for each other. And so 50 of the one Goldbacks is always equal to 1 of the 50 Goldbacks through Alpine Gold. If you'd like to get your hands on Goldbacks of your own, they're available through pretty much every major gold retailer, gold dealer online. Here's the full list they provide on their website of where you can buy them. And I would suggest shopping around just a tad bit because these things do tend to go on sale every once in a while. So in summary, I think these Goldbacks are a pretty innovative and cool solution to the problem of money that we face today. I've made plenty of videos about this, but government money is one of the worst things that has ever happened to society, and a return to sound money, which prohibits anybody from creating purchasing power out of thin air for themselves at the expense of everybody else's purchasing power, is something that will go a very long way to reducing a lot of harm and increasing a lot of growth and prosperity for everyone all around the world. And I think if more and more people start to adopt solutions like this, it's going to be better in the long term. However, I don't think that this is something that is going to be powerful enough or something that is usable enough in today's world in order to be a catalyst for that change. But at the very least, you get some of these just in case, you have them if you need them, and ultimately what it'll probably end up being is something you can frame or hang on your wall, story piece, or something you can pass down to your grandchildren one day. Because at the end of the day, these things still do have actual gold in them, which means they have intrinsic value. They're not reliant on an exchange rate, and there's no counterparty risk. You're not relying on somebody else's trustworthiness that you have a certificate you can go turn in for gold. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, hit that like and subscribe button. You're the best. Have a good day.